All right, welcome back for another review, everyone. Today I just want to take a quick look at this book here called The End of Me, and it's by Kyle Idleman. If that name sounds familiar to you, he is actually the author of Not a Fan, the Not a Fan book, and then there's actually a Not a Fan TV series that can be found on one of the Christian broadcasting networks. Um, but he brings us this book here called The End of Me, and he explains a little bit here on the front, a little synopsis of it's where real life in the upside down ways of Jesus begins. And what he does is he uses a Sermon on the Mount of Jesus found in Matthew chapter 5 through 7. And he uses that as an example of it is in our weakness that we are really strong. Just as the Apostle Paul said, when he is weak, he is strong. When we are weak, we are strong, because that's when Christ can work in us. That's when his power is manifest in us the greatest. So Kyle really hits on that here, but like I said, he uses a Sermon on the Mount. He really teaches on humility, having a servant's heart, a servant's attitude, and just dying into this world daily like Jesus taught. Luke 9:23, pick up your cross daily and follow me. So he really hits on those points. He uses a lot of verse references for all the stories and the scriptures that he talks about. So I really like that. That's big for me, being able to cross-reference what he's saying for accuracy. So I like that. He gives, if you have read the Not a Fan book, he always, Kyle Idleman is he's got humorous undertones in the way he presents his material, which I really enjoy. There's a couple, he even, if you're a fan of the Seinfeld show, he actually even gives a Seinfeld reference in here, and he even points it out to you. So it was pretty funny. But he gives a lot of really good stories, a lot of true life stories in his life. What a lot of these stories from the Sermon on the Mount mean to him, and how he's applied it to his life and whatnot, which was really cool to see the application of that in his own life. But it was a good book, real good book. I believe it was 216 pages. Let's flip back here. It was 216. Yeah, we're looking at 216 pages here on this book, and I'll give you a quick shot of the back here. Like he says here, the end of you is just the beginning, and there's Kyle Idleman there. Really enjoyed this book. Really enjoyed it. Especially there's some parts where he talks about the Pharisees, and you know how they were definitely not showing weakness. They were not living in their weakness. They were trying to exude their strength and their piousness, if you will. So he gave some really good examples of the Pharisees and how not to live, how we should not live, and uses them as an example. And I really enjoyed his discussion about Jesus washing the feet of the disciples, and he really puts it in a way. He just explains it in simplistic terms. Jesus, just hours before he was arrested and crucified, Judas would betray him to his enemies, and Peter would deny that he even knows him 3 times, and the other apostles would flee. They would scatter at the time of his capture and his death and whatnot. So knowing that, because he's God, knowing that, he still did only what servants do, what only slaves do back in that time. That was get down and wash the feet of his friends, which was, Kyle puts it in a really powerful way. Just excellent stuff. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to just briefly hit on that real quick. It's a really good book, really worth the money, and it was really a blessing to me. It really was. There's another really powerful part in here on prayer, on just honest and pure prayer. Not like the Pharisees again, not like how they prayed out in the open, but just going to God in honesty and just pouring your heart out to Him. So really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend this for not only the new Christian, but even the seasoned Christian. It's nice to see. It was interesting, I should say, to see how he put the Beatitudes out there. Kind of in that upside down is really right side up, and left is really right. What you normally would think, how you've been brought up in society today, how Jesus kind of flipped that around. So, all right, thanks for joining me. God bless.